Facebook land. It is Amy Wall and my good friend Valerie Yager, and this is a pop-up edition of the Mindful Beauty Show.
I love a pop-up.
Yeah, me too. So just coming live spontaneously, that's one of my values, spontaneity. I realized I don't know, a few of you may have seen that I've been posting that I'm going to be bringing guests to Facebook Live as often as possible, and officially it's scheduled for Friday mornings. But when the inspiration hits, it hits, and I can't think of any better place to be inspired than the beautiful center in Folsom, California.
Yay.
And so my friend Valerie and I have been friends for I think about 15 years.
I think so.
And we're both licensed estheticians. We're also Reiki sisters.
Yes, we are.
Which is really important. And I feel like we're part of a growing movement to add another dimension to the conversation about beauty. Would you agree?
I would totally agree. I think for me, it's been something that's just been evolving in my practice. I hate to say organically, but let's say naturally.
Yes.
And I was really offering more to my clients than just a facial treatment, holding space for them to share and connecting with them on a totally different level. But I didn't really know what that meant. And then as my evolution continued, I became a registered yoga teacher, sharing methods of movement, being in your body, and sharing meditation, breath work. And then the Reiki piece came in, and
you're my people.
I know. I'm very, very grateful for you.
And I think that's what I just think, that the people watching, I think there are people as well. And
Yes.
so I think that's just something that's so great. And you're talking about breath work and yoga, holding space. What I'm really hearing is mental, emotional, physical.
Yes.
And those are the three pillars of beauty, to me, true beauty. So much the conversation is about a wrinkle or an age spot,
Yeah.
or redness or cosmetics in our industry.
And
Being anti. And you know, the more that we know as law of attraction practicers and followers, the more that we're anti, the more anti we get, the more we get of what we don't want. Right?
Because where your energy goes is what grows.
Attention flows.
Right, and there you have it.
I could just talk about this all day long. Well, I wanted to give anybody that comes across this video that is in the Sacramento, Greater Sacramento, even Bay Area, I mean, it's worth the drive.
Thank
or Folsom,
you. I think that's worth the drive. I do have a client, a beautiful client, that comes to see me from Oakland, California.
Yeah, so anybody that is out there and is looking for some answers about skin, I highly recommend contacting Valerie Yager with Valerie Yager Inspired Skincare. So we
at the beautiful center.
At the beautiful center in Folsom, California. And in the comments section of this video, we'll share your contact information. But that leads me to something really important that I want to share with my audience, and that is skincare and where are we getting our information.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that.
Because
there's a lot shifting.
In this modern day and age, the consumer is very empowered to watch videos on YouTube. Yeah. She has access to the products that we have access to. She has access to a lot, if she was doing enough digging, a lot of the information, unfortunately.
Even the equipment that we're using,
and even
LED lights.
But even we get in bad information. And imagine, I mean, I always say the internet is a place where smart people go to get bad information. So
enough information can be dangerous.
Right. Well, you just want to be, I love having an informed consumer because it takes a conversation to a whole new level.
Yeah.
She may know what a peptide is already, and when she already has that understanding, then she can use intention with the peptide and give that peptide a job, and it's just so much richer. So I love that.
And I love that you talk about intention.
Yes.
And it's not just putting product in your face to fix a problem, it's actually an intention you're setting. And I love your approach about that. Can you want to talk a little bit more about that?
I just feel like we may not have enough time to grab a yoga class or to do a 20-minute meditation, but that time that we're looking in the mirror, we can actually, I almost feel like it's this quantum time that it might be just 2 minutes, but it's an opportunity to connect with yourself deeply, really look at yourself in the eyes, set your intention for the day, sets your intention for your, what you want to see on your face. Of course, there's some power in that, but it's just this skincare is an opportunity to practice self-care, and we hear about self-care so much ad nauseum, and it's like, it's overwhelming. Oh my gosh, the challenge. I'm supposed to do the self-care challenge. I'm supposed to make this organic meal. I'm supposed to do all these journalings and these things.
It becomes another should.
It's a should.
Or it's another way that we can shame ourselves for not doing enough, not being enough.
Not being enough.
Yeah. And we're enough.
We're enough.
Absolutely.
I am enough.
We are enough.
We are
I am enough.
And you are
and
enough.
you're enough. Yes. That was an important point.
So skincare is an opportunity to practice self-care. Most of us are already going to put some sort of lotion. Well, that's a word we don't use. It's moisturizer. It's hydration. We're going to, do something to our face at least. So I was just sort of thinking, how can I make the most impact with my clients in the least amount of time, and really driving home this mind, body, spirit, or mental, emotional, physical.
Yes.
Because if we have to have each leg
Absolutely.
of the tripod of
Yes.
the pillar of beauty.
Well, and really changing the conversation of shame into self-care and affirmation and love. I mean, we both have a similar background about makeup, and how many times would women sit down in our makeup chair and start apologizing for their skin or their makeup,
and then no matter how beautiful they were, they'd look in the mirror and they weren't seeing what we saw. I mean, that is a thing.
Well, and that's the definition of esthetician, is a seer of beauty. Did you know that?
No.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And so back
Yes.
to my original point is aligning yourself with a skin professional is one of the best things you can do. Going onto the internet and trying to buy products without some background of what those ingredients are and how it can perform for you and how best to use it, it's overwhelming. I mean, the skincare industry is so noisy.
Yeah.
I mean, as you know, I just released an amazing line which is direct to consumer. It's not available through estheticians. It's very small batch, it's very fresh, and it's very clean, and it has performance ingredients. So, everybody says it's the best of science and nature, but mine really, that's, what I've been working on.
That's always been your mission.
It's always been my mission. But it's not enough for me just to put out a website and say, go buy my products. That's
Right.
one of the big intentions behind having the Mindful Beauty Show is I want to educate people about what's in the products.
Absolutely.
And so you have a resource in me. You can always ask me any questions. But aligning with a professional in person to get that time just to tune out. And facials are they're soul care.
Absolutely. And that's a big shift that I really want to communicate with people, that it's not a luxury, that it's not something you have to earn. I have so many clients, unfortunately, that only come for their facial for their birthday or for Mother's Day, and they feel like they have to earn it. But instead
And it's a treat.
And it's a treat. And yes, it is.
But is getting your oil changed a treat? Just putting that out there.
Well, yeah, that's a really good point. And just really seeing skincare as part of your self-care and finding someone who will support you. Yes.
The beauty budget.
Yes.
We were just talking about the beauty budget.
Let's all set a beauty budget.
Who has a beauty budget?
My budget is limitless for beauty.
Which means you don't have
I don't
a budget.
keep track of it.
Valerie, what that means is you don't have a budget.
No, I don't.
So we were talking
sky's the
about
limit.
sometimes there's this thing that happens where we sort of blow our wad on an expensive product.
Yeah.
Maybe you've walked down Front Street in Maui or been to a mall kiosk and they got you on the or in Vegas and they got you on the Aura Gold with the 24 karat
After
gold.
you've had the yard-long margarita. Nobody does that.
Nobody does that. 80-20 people. 80-20. So yes, you get this thing. You've spent, I don't know, $275
Get
on it.
bewitched by someone and all their magical
there's
promises.
Magic in there, and we both love a little magic.
yeah,
so we're
love
not
the magic.
We don't want to get
No
rid of
judgment.
the magic, but what happens is sometimes we can blow a wad. We can have this sort of beauty binge, and then we get it home.
And then the shame hangover.
Well, then what happens is that we open it up and we put it on and nothing happens. We are still the same person. Nothing happens. So
Right.
that's why when you add that intention piece on and some of my, my
and
tapping and, you
massage.
know, the neural pathway interruptions and the new neural pathways that you create when you interrupt your old beauty beliefs with my system, the I Am Plan, that can start adding magic to any product, but doesn't need to be a $275 product.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And of course, you know, the majority of people watching are not going to be buying things like that, but I did have a client come in last week that was considering buying a $5,000 home LED light.
Wow.
And I just thought to myself, but the thing is that LED light would work.
Yes, it
But
would.
it doesn't need to cost $500. I mean,
You mean
$5,000. It should
No.
cost around $500.
Right.
And so that's part of my mission and purpose, is just to sort of educate the consumers on, you know, what's real and what isn't, and how to add intention,
Yes.
how to align yourself with a skin expert in your area.
Right.
And whether or not that's getting monthly facials, I don't think that's necessary. Don't
No.
you think a quarterly facial treatment?
Quarterly facial is fine. It's what you're doing at home on a daily basis that's going to give you the most benefit.
60 times a month versus once a month.
Exactly.
So it's all about the home care.
Absolutely.
You heard it here,
Yes,
kids.
it's true.
But facials have a time and a place, and they definitely are part of a comprehensive. I kind of call it a beautiful aging strategy. I have a strategy.
I like a strategy.
I stopped doing Botox. I did Botox in my 30s because I was friends with a nurse that had it, and it was just sort of like, well, why not?
Everyone
And,
else is doing it.
You know, I'm gonna try it, and I decided that probably when I was 42, and I'm 48 now. I just turned 48.
Hello.
Just saying.
Look at you.
48
I'll
now.
have what she's having.
Well, it's self-love.
Yes.
It's a big old heaping of self-love and good skincare products.
Yes.
I mean, I have.
And you have good genes. I mean,
I
you're
do-
kind of beautiful on your own, and
I
then
do
you
have
could
good
throw in
genes,
those other things.
but no, it's,
And you're a beautiful person.
I love beauty, but I'm saying that I have a strategy, and
Yes.
the strategy does not include fillers and Botox, and I'm not against them either.
Yeah, it's just for each
For
person.
me, it doesn't work.
Of course.
So having professional facial treatments at least once a quarter,
Yeah.
whether that's me doing it myself because I have
Sure.
a studio at my house,
Yes.
and laying under my LED
Beautiful
light,
studio.
or something like that. That's also something that I have the opportunity to do. But for the consumers, I just encourage you to connect with an esthetician. We are the unsung heroes of the skincare industry. We are the ones that are, we have a 4-month beauty school degree, and that varies from state to state. So we basically learn nothing in school, but some of us are, we're
Obsessed.
the education that we have, the
Yeah.
knowledge, and when you align yourself with somebody who can turn you on to the best ingredients and the best technology, and you might be scrolling Amazon at 11:30 at night, yes, I'm talking to you, and you see that device before you buy it, reach
Check in
out
with us.
reach out to your
Yes,
friendly skin professional.
Absolutely. I love when my clients will text me and ask me questions about things like that. And I think going back to the quarterly visit, that's such an opportunity for you to come to your skincare professional and talk about your goals and your strategy about what you want to create in your regimen at home, or what kind of concerns or
Yeah.
things are going on for
And
you.
finding somebody that understands what you are willing to do, because some of my
that's a big
clients
one.
are only
Right.
going to do a skincare ritual, routine, regimen once a day.
Right.
So there's no judgment. Like, we've been
Just
talking about
meet you
this
where you are.
all weekend.
Yes.
The biggest thing, I move out of the light just a little
Thank
bit.
you.
The biggest thing here is judgment is the number one most poisonous thing that you can do to yourself and your face. There's no judgment. You literally are perfect, just the way you are.
Absolutely.
And that's so sincere.
Yes.
So finding that my client only wants to do it once a day. So
Right.
then it's going to be nighttime, and we're going to make it work. She doesn't want to. She's got a busy life. She's got her, her kids, her husband, things she's got to do for work. So she needs one power product.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if we think that it would be better if she had 7 products. One power product's going to work for her. So I think we're aligned in that.
Yeah.
That's
And
important.
then I do have clients that will come in and we'll do our check-in. We'll start talking about their routine, and they say, "Oh, I'm so bad. I don't do this. Oh, I'm so bad." And I always just kind of reassure them and put my hand on them and say, "You're a wonderful person.
It has nothing to do.
This has nothing to do with your worth as a person, your habits, with your skincare. We judge ourselves enough.
And we are so passionate. We want to share so much that when you get Kelly, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We would love you.
We're having so much fun.
This is the conversation that we want to have.
We
and
love
we'd
having this conversation.
Kelly to join. She's this amazing woman that I've connected with on the
Hi,
power
Kelly.
of the internet.
I hope I get to meet you.
But
oh, that's good. She says she corrects her clients the same way.
And we
I'm
just
so glad to know that.
We want to, and it's not even so much a correction, but a guidance,
a reminder.
And look at the hummingbird.
Oh.
Do you know the hummingbird is the only bird that can fly forwards and backwards? So speaking of all the pivoting and transformation.
Pivoting. No, you didn't talk to your group about your pivoting.
Oh,
about the trajectory of people getting on board with a certain modality treatment, and then that you have a tendency to pivot when that's happening.
Yes, that might be another conversation.
Okay.
But what I was going to say is that we are so passionate to share with our clients, and this is not about brand name skincare. I want to be really clear about this.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know about ingredients, and these are consumers watching this, and though we have some estheticians too, I think it's so important. Once you know about some basic formulation ideas, what kind of products can do what, and what ingredients do, then you are not beholden to any brand. But the point I'm making is how the excitement that we can feel. Say we have an amazing vitamin C serum, and we put that serum on with some love and some massage, and we connect with ourselves, and when you wake up in the morning and you like see a difference in your skin, it truly is magic.
It is.
So that is the magic.
It's creating your own magic.
And that's the magic
for yourself.
that we get excited about with professional skincare. And there is a wide range of quality of skincare out there. Yeah. We are definitely not in the business of putting any skincare line down, but if you think about it, if a product line is manufactured and it is bottled up and it's sitting in a warehouse somewhere waiting for a distributor to sell it, waiting for it to get shipped somewhere, how fresh can it be?
What could the efficacy be like?
I just
after
don't
that
know.
Product's been sitting around
there's
for
a
long time?
vibrational quality to it, an energetic quality to ingredients, but the same way that we don't want to eat food that is processed skincare, no bueno. But I'm not talking, it's not enough to say, oh, it's natural, it's organic, because you still want to have those high performance ingredients.
Right.
We want to have our peptides, our chiral, our bioidentical ingredients that the body can recognize, which is a whole nother scientific conversation that I'm totally willing to go into if people are interested.
I think I'd love for you to talk more about that on another session, because we had an experience together at a trade beauty convention.
Yes, one of the newer, more natural organic beauty conventions.
Right, and there's a whole conversation we need to have about greenwashing and about organic and natural and what those things actually mean.
Yeah, so you're talking to
important.
Your beauty expert here, your mindful beauty guide. I grew up on a commune. Pretty sure I know a little bit about natural and organic. My parents were as crunchy as they came.
Right.
And if you're watching, Dad, thank you for the 7-grain cereal. Because, you know, and my mom was like having me take cod liver oil when I was a little kid, like, and then when I would like complain about it, and she's like, I know, but look how beautiful.
Pain is beauty.
I knew that almonds were a source of linoleic acid, and that my body didn't produce it naturally when I was 9 years old. So if you want to talk about natural and organic and you want to know the real deal, your friend Amy Wall knows a thing or two about it. And so can you imagine how hard it is for me being the well, I was the first esthetician of the year last year, 2016. Yes. I have worked for a very famous formulator who creates the raw ingredients for all of the skincare industry around the world.
Yes.
A big deal.
Yep.
And then just seeing like some of the misinformation that's out there, it is, and I think that's what prompted this conversation.
Yes. And also the scare tactic.
And the fear.
The fear factor. We were listening to a natural makeup artist talk about the danger of putting makeup on your face that got into your bloodstream
within 13 seconds.
And I swear, you people, I had to almost restrain Amy from jumping out of the chair. I mean, her face just was like...
I had a facial expression.
Dramatic.
And I think that's part of why I have had the call to do the Mindful Beauty Show. What does mindful mean to me? non-judgmental awareness, curiosity, non-judging. Don't buy, big beauty scares us with aging and being irrelevant and being invisible, and green beauty, not all the time, but more often than not, scares you with being ill.
Right.
I'm not down with it.
No, I don't like making decisions from a place of fear, and I don't want my clients making those decisions from
And
a
I
place
just think
of fear.
it's an old way of being in
Agreed.
beauty, and that's why this
Low
new
vibe, and we're all about high vibe.
high vibe.
Yeah.
And not being that, every time words get taken over like high vibe and organic and natural, then they kind of lose their magic.
Yeah.
But let's like really tune into what that really means, and it's just being high quality, high caliber, integrity, transparency.
Yes.
I mean, let's always be striving to do our best, and I guess that's what our mom has taught us. We always have to do our best, but it's important. And I just want to circle back again to align yourself with a high quality esthetician in your area.
And how can people find a high quality esthetician?
Well, I think that
what do you think the best method is?
I was talking about earlier about the Got Milk campaign, how dairy farmers
Right.
all got together to educate the public about dairy, which I'm not a dairy user. I'm not a dairy user. But just for an example of marketing and how to let people know, where to find more about the industry. I feel
Right.
like maybe we could do that, where we could bring a campaign to consumers to educate
love that
consumers
idea.
what an esthetician is. I don't think I'm the woman for the job at the moment, but maybe somebody out there wants to take that on. But where do you find a high quality esthetician? And I think you can read Yelp with a big old grain of salt,
True.
because you read it with a big old grain of salt. You ask somebody who has beautiful skin.
Yeah.
You-
good. Just like you would with a hair person.
Yes.
Oh, I love your hair color. Who does your hair?
That person. That woman that is just radiant.
Yeah. She's the one to ask.
Ask her.
Yeah.
And maybe she doesn't work with an esthetician, but maybe she has a secret. Beauty secrets. She shouldn't be secrets, but a secret, or a beauty technique, or a beauty, I don't know, process. So yes, ask someone with beautiful skin.
And then read people's bios, I think. We spend a lot
Goog-
of time
do the
and
Google.
energy.
There's the Googling. You have to do the
start
Googling.
Googling and really just take the time to read people's bios and see what their philosophy is and if it aligns with you. And, tune into your inner wisdom about that.
That's what we were talking about earlier, and pardon the commuter train going by. It's one of the sacrifices we have to make for being in the beautiful center, Folsom, California. But what we would love to impart, what we'd love to share with you on this beautiful Sunday, because Sunday is self-care day for me. We're going to go back to Valerie's beautiful home and lounge by the pool with hats.
Yes. And sunscreen.
A little bit of sunscreen.
Maybe just
that's a whole nother show, but I'm not a big, huge sunscreen aficionado.
It's okay.
We'll talk about that another day. Physical sunblock. Okay, where was I? Okay, this is what we wanted to share, Self-Care Sunday. Whoever, how something is good for you, whether that's a person, an idea, a place, a food, is if it makes you feel good and light. If it makes you feel heavy and it drains you of energy, and think about foods.
Yes.
Light and energetic, or heavy and drained.
Right.
You don't need an allergy test.
No.
That's how you know.
You just listen to yourself. I mean...
Weird.
I mean, a few of us think that we have all the answers that we need if we just can be quiet and listen to them.
And that's just go out and skincare products. Do they make you feel good? Do they smell nice? Do they feel good energetically? Are the conversations you're having with people feel good? Are the books you're reading, the internet that you're watching, the Facebook groups you're hanging out with? One of the quotes of the weekend is, you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So I'm so honored that you're one of those 5 people, Miss Valerie Yager.
Well, I'm so honored that you're one of my top 5, Amy Ball.
All right. Well, with that, I think we're going to say goodbye. There's my beautiful sister, Molly Leah Stokeld.
Aw.
Might have mispronounced her middle name. That's awkward. But there's a story behind that.
Oh, okay.
There's
We'll
a story.
tune in
There's
for
a story
that.
behind that. But my sister is an amazing real estate agent in Sonoma, California.
Oh, wonderful.
So if you need to buy a dream home in Sonoma, which both of us definitely do,
Oh, absolutely.
she's with Century 21, Molly Stokeld, and she is the lady to call. And she's one of my circle of five.
I love
The
that.
people, like, you know, at your deathbed, who's going to be around you. Who are those people?
Yeah.
So go out and have a beautiful Sunday. And thank you for joining us, Kelly. And I love you, my sister, and anybody else that's watching this on the replay. Reach out and establish a relationship with an esthetician. She can be the best resource that you can have in beauty and in life. Okay, bye.